US-China relationship has never been in such a bad place, and there seems to be no bottom.
When you look around Asia, the maritime areas, there is no reason why there should be a war between America and China. Only one possible one, and that is Taiwan.
What do you think about India, your relations with India, and do you think, where is it?
I think India is an emerging largest economy coming up as well, and India has 1.4 billion. It's actually almost the same, even more than Chinese population now. So it's a huge potential.
The United States is a familiar presence. China is a rising power. And certainly Southeast Asian countries, we want to engage with both. We are greedy.
Is President Jokowi invested in ASEAN?
ASEAN can be as divided as they want because we have different foreign policy orientations, but we should be united in wanting to maintain a Pacific, Indo-Pacific.
It is inexplicable, right, that we have not had yet an ASEAN-wide strategic project. If you look at the raw materials and the initial processing can come from one country, the design and technology can come from another country.
We have economic slowdown at the same time in three of the largest economies in the world. So my question really is, how can we not have a recession?
I think the reopening of the Chinese market is going to give ASEAN economies a lift next year.
During the global pandemic, Asia has contracted less compared to the world's economy. Asia is also expected to rebound faster. Asian countries are expected to be amongst the world's fastest growing economies, given the rise of the middle class demand.
Whether it's via our reporters, our correspondents across the world, or our contributors, our aim will be to continue helping all our audiences understand the story of Asia and the stories and perspectives that we have to share.
There's a question there for both. It says, what's the best case scenario for the future and the worst case?
The best case scenario is that the leaders of the world and the peoples of the world will actually get together and substantially reduce our greenhouse gas emission before 2030. The worst case scenario is that we continue to mess up.
But I would put it insert the war, right? The military war is still a risk. Fighting terrorists also was very difficult. So now you put all of this, I think it's very hard for me to measure which one is more dangerous, but I can tell you which one is the most difficult to predict and to prevent. That's pandemics.
The point is not to see digital as the enemy only, but to leverage its power to strengthen our infrastructure of trust.
Already we're doing amazing things, like look at the COVID epidemic. You know, we're able to come up with a vaccine in 6 months. I would say that only happened because of the advances in data processing, data sharing.
What if you can get stories from the expert that explain to you about the cracks in the painting or the invisible detail that you should be looking at?
We use satellite maps, which are 2D, and we convert them into 3D models. So we set up ourselves to map 10,298 cities. We are on track to finish the entire planet Earth by 2024.
If each of you could embark on a dream project or cause to improve humanity with AI, what would it be? AI for good.
How we can use AI to actualize interspecies communication. That means how we can translate language of animals and plants, maybe fungi.
If you were advising Xi Jinping, he would say the following thing.
What is the other side?
No. Get rid of the
side?
Chinese Navy. Get rid of the Chinese Navy, and the Filipinos will hand over the Philippines to China.
Probably go with 20 US, 20 Europe, and a big chunk of it in Asia itself.
Taking notes of what Serena says, so that's a tip. Thank you very much for that free advice.
Okay. That's for 2030. I say the next 10 years, there will be another killer virus jumping out of bats, but I don't know when and where. It's 2019, so it's actually 6 years. You know?
So you were proven right. So are you willing to make another prediction?
Do you think AI has brought people closer together or driven them further apart? One closer together, 2, further apart.
You know, Southeast Asia, 650 million people, 100 million of those individuals are new to the internet. So you think about the kind of tech forwardness that we have in this region. This is a great poster child for the possibilities of how we can really experiment with AI for good.
The business of diplomats is to repair bad relationships, otherwise we have no world, you know. So of course I say we can try to repair.
I'm a prophet of hope, not a prophet of despair. So I want to share with you my optimism that it is not too late to turn things around.